Venturing into the woods alone at night can be terrifying. But what happens when you encounter someone or something you'd rather never meet? Tonight, we're diving into the 6 most disturbing camping encounters ever recorded. These clips will make you think twice about ever stepping into the woods alone again. Let's delve straight into this first disturbing encounter. This first clip comes from a TikTok creator named Pissed Pasta. Normally, she shares relatable and funny content, but this particular video was unlike anything she had ever posted before. Instead of laughs, it delivered pure chills. She shared a terrifying experience that unfolded while she and her friends were driving back to their camping bungalow after a fun night out. What started as an ordinary drive quickly turned into something straight out of a horror movie. It was the 1st of August, 2021, their last night of the holiday weekend, and the group had just finished a great evening at a restaurant. With full stomachs and lighthearted conversations filling the car, they drove back to their bungalow, completely unaware that something was about to shatter the carefree mood. The area they were driving through was isolated, with no houses or buildings nearby, just an empty road cutting through the darkness. The occasional flicker of headlights from distant cars was the only thing breaking the stillness of the night. Then, out of nowhere, something on the road caught their attention. One of the friends, sensing that something felt off, grabbed their phone and started recording.
What the fuck?
Stop. No,
Stop.
I'm not. No. Hell no.
What the fuck, dude?
No.
They were soaked.
Okay.
Out of nowhere, a woman appears in the middle of the desolate road, waving eerily, all alone in the darkness.
What the fuck?
Stop. No,
Stop.
I'm not.
At first, they thought she might be in trouble, but something about her behavior unsettled them. For a split second, they considered stopping, but something didn't feel right. Their instincts screamed at them to keep driving. So instead of stopping, they made a quick decision. They took a road back, retracing a route that led back the way they had come. Their hearts pounded as they glanced back, hoping she would be gone.
There she is.
Bro, what the fuck? See? That was it.
She's crying.
The friends decided to call the police, but they kept their distance, too unsettled to approach and unsure if the woman was in distress or if something more unsettled was at play. They headed back to their bungalow. After a restless night, the group couldn't shake the feeling that they had witnessed something truly bizarre. They were too curious to just move on without answers. So, at first light, they returned to the same location to see if there were any signs of what had happened.
Yep, she had to have come up out of the water. Yep, there's a dig spot there. So she came up from down there. That's had to have been why she was so wet. This was the spot that she had left. I don't know why or what was going on.
The unsettling scene they discovered the next morning only deepened the mystery, making the entire experience maybe even more eerie. One thing was certain: the woman had come from the lake down the road. Under her TikTok video, Pissed Pasta mentioned that the police had found the woman that night, made contact with her, and safely escorted her home. But how she ended up there, alone, in the middle of the night, and why she was in that situation, remains unknown. With no clear answers, the encounter left the group of friends and thousands of viewers grappling with a chilling mystery that sparked endless speculation. And speaking of mysteries, let's head on to the next chilling mystery that has been captured on camera. This is Dan, an adventurer, thrill seeker, and the face behind Cursed Urban, a YouTube channel dedicated to exploring the eeriest, most spine-chilling locations across the United States. From abandoned asylums to haunted forests, Dan fascinates venturing into places where others wouldn't dare. In this video, Dan embarks on an overnight investigation, camping deep in a forest infamous for its dark history. Over the years, numerous people have disappeared without a trace, and in the 1980s, the area was rumored to be a hot spot for cult activity. Many believe the forest is haunted, especially at night, making this the perfect place for Dan to uncover the unknown. It's January 2nd, 2025. Dan arrives just before sunset, giving himself enough time to set up camp before nightfall. With excitement and curiosity fueling him, he prepares for the night ahead, unaware of what awaits him in the darkness.
So yeah, we got our camping spot. So the campground, I'm actually at this forest campground. There's like nobody else here but me. I mean, there's a few people in the parking lot that are like ice fishing. Trying to kind of plan where I want to put everything. We'll get set up and get going. All right, so we are set up. As you can see, I got my new kind of new setup, the bigger tent, which is awesome, so easy to set up. So now it's just a matter of waiting till dark, which shouldn't be too much longer.
Satisfied with his camp fully set up, Dan now only has to wait for the forest to plunge into darkness before he can begin his investigation. To pass the time, he grabs his spirit talker and starts asking questions, hoping for intriguing responses. But as the minutes slip by and the shadows deepen, the atmosphere shifts. A heavy silence settles over the forest, until strange sounds begin to emerge from the woods surrounding him.
Did somebody pass? Somebody die out here? What is that? Can you guys hear that? It sounds like a bird. I don't know if it's a bird or some sort of small mammal, but it's like, ooh, ooh, boo, boo. That's how it sounds. It sounds really weird. Maybe an owl? I don't know. That was loud. I definitely heard a scream come from across the lake.
As the sun sets, the once silent forest comes to life with eerie sounds, making Dan feel increasingly uneasy. The sudden shift in atmosphere leaves questions lingering in his mind, but he reminds himself that the night is still young. Determined to stay focused, he tries to calm his nerves, seeing it as a promising sign for the investigation ahead. But little does he know, he's about to experience far more than he bargained for.
Alright guys, I'm venturing out of camp right now. Trying to figure out a way to venture out of camp. Yeah, okay, I think this is what I'm looking for. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, this cuts through all the campsites, and then yeah, it cuts out to the trail. So we're gonna go out and see what there is to see. Oh, that's fresh. That's really, really fresh. Maybe somebody else is out here camping? I don't think so, because we're entering the area that's all closed off right now.
The footprint Dan discovers while exploring the area makes him question if he's truly alone in this forest. It appears unnervingly fresh, stirring a wave of unease. Dan, hoping they're older than they seem, decides to press on, but with temper caution, his senses now on high alert as he continues his exploration.
This is kind of bizarre. See all these like pine needles just like spread all over the place? Like, you see that? It's kind of odd. Why is that? Why is there just like random pine branches and everything like strewn within like a 50-yard radius? You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna dump a Christmas tree, you dump the Christmas tree. You don't just, and those are new too, because those are still fully green. So it's so weird. I mean, it's probably, you know, it's nothing crazy, I'm sure, but like look at that. And those are clean cuts, so it's not like it fell anywhere.
The atmosphere in the forest weighs heavily on Dan, wrapping him in an unshakable sense of unease. While the strange discoveries aren't outright alarming, something about this place just feels off. A chill runs down his spine, but he pushes the feeling aside and ventures deeper into the dense woods.
Dude, I am not alone out here. There's something or someone back there, for sure. There's something or someone back there.
The repeated sounds, like something slapping a branch against a tree, send a wave of anxiety through Dan, filling his mind with questions. Hoping it's just an animal darting through the underbrush, he chooses to brush it off and shift his focus. Determined to make the most of the night, he pulls out his ghost hunting equipment, eager to capture something compelling before heading back to camp. But just as he starts, the night takes an even more unsettling turn.
Magnetic? What's magnetic? What are you referring to that's magnetic?
Just as Dan begins asking questions through his Spirit Talker app, an eerie, faint whisper cuts through the stillness, soft but unmistakable. The chilling sound is clearly captured on the camera's audio, sending a shiver down his spine. Shocked yet impressed by the unmistakable whisper, Dan stands frozen for a tense moment, his eyes scanning the dark woods around him, searching for any sign of a living person who might have caused the sound. But the forest remains still and empty, save for the shadows stretching endlessly around him. Convinced he's dealing with something paranormal, the overwhelming experience leaves Dan rattled. Deciding it's best to relax for a minute, he heads back to camp to calm his nerves and warm up in the safety of his tent.
All right, so we're gonna sit down and get into this. Just got the red light on for some extra ambience. Who doesn't love red lights? All right, so we got Spirit Talker on again. Let's see if we can talk to the. What was that? Holy sh! Hello?
The sharp snap of a branch cracking through the silence sends a chill down his spine. It's been eerily calm since he returned to his tent. No wind, no movement. Just the peaceful stillness of the forest, making the sound feel out of place and unsettling. Dan forces himself to settle on the thought that it may be a raccoon or maybe some other animals, trying to convince himself it's nothing. He's determined to stick to his plan to stay the whole night, but the uneasy feeling lingers, gnawing at him.
Yeah, I'm creeped out. I really think there's somebody else out besides me out there. I don't know what's going on. But something doesn't feel right. Something just feels off. Something feels wrong out here. I don't know, but I don't like it. I do not like being out here. This is creepy. At the same time, I don't want to go outside and pack up because packing up is going to take me a little while. Same time, I don't really want to stay. Same time, I don't know. I wouldn't feel bad about leaving right now because it is pretty early in the morning, so.
The atmosphere is thick with unease, and for the first time, he's torn between his determination to stick to the plan and the growing sense that something isn't right. After what feels like an eternity of weighing his options, he makes the decision to leave. He packs up his camp quickly but with deliberate caution, his hands shaking slightly as he folds up his gear. With one last look at the haunted forest, Dan breathes a sigh of relief, though it's tinged with more questions than answers. This adventure has gone down as one of the scariest, most surreal experiences he has ever had. As we ponder this unsolved mystery, let's move on to our next clip, where another encounter offers a spine-chilling twist. This is Frank, the fearless creator behind the popular YouTube channel Franco TV, where he shares his daring adventures exploring eerie and spine-chilling locations most wouldn't dare to visit. Known for his boldness and determination to uncover the mysteries of the supernatural, Frank ventures into some of the scariest and most infamous sites to investigate the fine line between the world of the living and the dead. In this video, Frank takes on a graveyard that's notorious for its ghostly activity. The spirits are said to roam the grounds at night. And while most people would avoid a place like this after dark, Frank embraces the challenge, determined to capture evidence of the paranormal. It's December 2nd, 2023, and night has fully taken over as Frank arrives at the graveyard. The chilling air and overwhelming silence set the perfect backdrop for an investigation that promises to be unforgettable. On edge yet excited, Frank begins his journey into the haunted cemetery, where whispers of the otherworldly seem to linger with every step.
This is the location right here. I'm right now heading inside. I just don't want to be seen with my camera too much because, not another dog. I'm always getting chased by some sort of dog. Alright. I just want to first make sure there's nobody in here.
To ensure he's truly alone, Frank carefully checks his surroundings, looking for any sign of other visitors. The last thing he wants is an unwelcome surprise. Once he's confident the graveyard is empty, Frank starts his investigation, armed with his camera, an EMF reader, and his determination to connect with the spirits said to linger here. But little did he know, this night would take a turn far beyond what he had anticipated.
¿Cómo se llamas? Oh, there it is again. Were you what I just saw over there? I see something move by. I don't know what it was. It was the corner of my eye. I seen what just looked like a shadow, just kind of like brushing by there really fast. Was that you? The hell was that? Can you tell me if that was you talking? I'm getting spikes.
At this point, Frank isn't sure if what he heard was truly a spirit or just his imagination playing tricks on him. The voice sounded so close, yet as he scanned the area, there was no one in sight. No footsteps, no movement, nothing to explain it. It seemed undeniable that he had made contact with something beyond the realm of the living. On edge yet strangely thrilled by the experience, Frank decides to press on, determined to document as much as he can. He continues his attempts to communicate, asking questions into the dark and waiting for any sort of response. But just as he thinks he might be making progress, the atmosphere shifts, and he is abruptly interrupted.
Hola. Hola. Can you get close? I have somebody walking in here. Listen. They're saying something too. If it's just me, they're literally right behind this tomb here. I don't see anyone walking off. I do not know if I want to make it known that I'm here.
The unexpected appearance of a person wandering into the graveyard instantly puts Frank on edge, especially as the figure vanishes behind one of the old, weathered tombs. Frank's mind races as he tries to make sense of the situation. For a moment, he considers retreating, but his curiosity and determination to uncover the truth wins over his fear. And after a tense internal debate, Frank cautiously decides to move closer to the tomb where the figure had disappeared. With each step, his heartbeat seemed to echo louder in his ears. Peering around the edge of the tombstone, he tries to catch another glimpse of this mysterious individual.
This was the tomb that they went right behind of. Hola. ¿Cómo se llamas? What is your name? ¿Cómo se llamas? Try not to walk in any tombs. I literally just seen somebody walk through here. What is that? And they were saying Miguel. Looks like a checkerboard. ¿Tú estás buscando por un Miguel? Are you looking for a Miguel? Hola.
Frank looks around and calls out several times into the silence of the graveyard, but no one responds. The place feels completely deserted again, leaving Frank confused and uneasy. But as he continues wandering deeper into the cemetery, he discovers a gravestone with the name Miguel. A chill runs down Frank's spine, as this is the same name he heard earlier when the mysterious figure appeared. But instead of letting fear take over, Frank decides to investigate further. He pulls out his EMF reader by the grave, determined to make contact with whatever presence might be lingering here.
¿Alguien estás buscando? Someone's looking for you, Miguel. Did you know that? ¿Sabes? I'm getting a spike.
While it looks like Frank is having contact again, a weird, human-like voice suddenly comes from the other side of the grave, making him even more on edge. The eerie sound feels out of place and fills him with discomfort. Feeling increasingly unsafe but still too curious to leave, Frank decides to lurk nearby, hoping to catch another glimpse of the mysterious figure he saw earlier, carefully scanning the area in silence, hoping to piece together who could be behind this unsettling encounter.
I've been hiding in the side of the graveyard because I wanted to see whoever I just saw. I know they're still in here because I'm watching the entrance for how you get out of here. However, I was checking the thermal imaging camera and I think I found them. And they're standing right in front of this door. There. And it definitely is somebody right there. I'm gonna see if they move. I'm a bit away, so I'm actually pretty far away from them, so I could run out of here. Hola? ¿Cómo se llamas? ¿Está bien? Are you okay? What's your name?
Despite calling out several times, the person remains frozen in place, making no move. Frank feels a strange sense of relief, knowing he's likely safe where he stands, but that comfort quickly fades as the eerie atmosphere thickens with every passing minute. His mind swirls with unsettling questions, each one more perplexing than the last.
This is how it looks like from my phone. I could barely even notice anything there, but on night vision and thermal you could see it really clear. Hola. ¿Estás solo? They're literally singing. It's a female singing.
Without warning, the person begins to sing, their voice eerily feminine, echoing through the desolate cemetery. Frank, still haunted by the endless questions swirling in his mind, feels a strange compulsion to move closer. He hasn't been able to make contact with this unsettling figure yet, and curiosity overpowers his caution.
That is creepy. That looks like a freaking demon. ¿Cómo se llamas? What's your name? Señora, ¿cómo se llamas? Okay, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm nervous. I feel like somebody's gonna approach me from behind. Adiós, me voy. Holy shit. So I made it a little bit further back. They're still back there. See if I can see them on here. I think that's it. Right over there. I see like a bit of a black shadow there on my phone. I don't know if that is them. Let me zoom out. Holy. I'm a little nervous right now because I look back there, I don't see the person standing there anymore. I'm just a little nervous because now I know that they're aware of me.
Frank decides he's had enough. He turns toward the exit, but as he glances back to check if the figure is still standing in the same spot, he notices she's gone, vanished without a trace. Fear creeps over him, yet his curiosity keeps him rooted to the spot. He waits outside the cemetery wall, his heart racing, only to make a chilling discovery.
I'm literally standing outside the graveyard right now and I could still hear singing. Listen. That is so creepy. Hola. ¿Cómo se llamas? Listen. Buenas. That is so creepy. I'm gonna see if I could go inside just to do a quick look. I'm not going too deep. Hola? No, screw that. That is terrifying. Holy crap. I don't know what the deal is with that.
Completely shaking, Frank abandons his plans to stay the night and rushes out of the area as fast as he can. But even after he's safely back, the encounter lingers in his mind for days. Who was this woman? What was she doing alone in the middle of the night in such a chilling graveyard? A mystery we may never unravel. This mystery is just one of the many creepy encounters caught on camera. Now let's take a look at the next chilling camping encounter clip that left viewers equally baffled. This next video comes from the YouTube channel Safety Third, where adventurer Jed shares his passion for traveling and exploration. His videos range from daring overnight abandoned building explorations to intense hikes through nature. In this particular video, Jed embarks on an overnight hiking trip deep into the Daniel Boone National Forest in eastern Kentucky, with the goal of reaching some old abandoned mines hidden far away in the wilderness, completely cut off from civilization. It's December 10th, 2024. Jed sets off with a sense of excitement and full preparation for the long hike ahead, eager to uncover the mysteries of these forgotten mines. But little did he know, what started as an intriguing scouting adventure would quickly turn into one of the weirdest explorations he has ever experienced.
Okay, so this thing's gonna take us straight off into the valley here, like wilderness. This place is really cool, actually. Really strange terrain. Just heard something big over that way. It was big. Could have been a tree rolling down the hill, maybe just happened to collapse. I don't know. Having everything else though, so it's probably a tree. It was big though, made a lot of racket. Something's knocking wood up there. I don't know, that's weird. What the heck is that, man? It seems like maybe it's a squirrel cracking a nut or something.
Jed takes in the beauty of the nature surrounding him, but the sudden strange sounds that echo out of nowhere make him think. They stir an uncomfortable feeling deep within him, but he brushes it off, convincing himself it must be the sounds of nature. Determined to continue, he presses on, though now with a sense of consciousness and more cautious than before.
Not easy to climb, man. It slides a lot. We're seeing everything but mines that we can go in. Freaking minecart rail. Okay, we got one marker over here. I'm going to divert a little bit. Thought I heard something weird. I don't know. Okay, so definitely here. Look, very old man-made stone wall, bridge abutment. Looks like both sides of the creek there. God, that is old. Wow.
After hours of hiking through the dense forest in search of the old mines, Jed finally finds himself in the area he's been seeking. Besides the strange sounds that had caught his attention earlier, everything still seems normal. Jed remains completely focused. His excitement for the mines outweighs any lingering doubts.
It's a guide wire loop holder thing, stake, some kind of pipe. The gate thing, man, I don't really like that at all. I don't like that. Not even a little bit. How is this even in there? Is it bolted? Oh, it's welded and then they bolted into the rock. Right there, sit.
Arriving at the first mine, he discovers Jed is disheartened to see that it's barred off, preventing entry. But with his determination intact, he presses forward, hopeful to find another mine that he can explore. Yet, things start to take a strange turn as he approaches the next abandoned mine.
Look, there's another one with a gate. We'll shine a light in anyway, see what we're missing. It looks like we're missing a good one. Good grief, y'all. Yeah, we're missing a real good one. Look at that. I don't think these are like very old at all. That's a pretty high coal seam too. And it's dry. What the freak?
Suddenly, as Jed peers into another barred mine, a strange, short, almost human-like scream piercings the silence, echoing through the trees and sending a chill down his spine. Startled, Jed spins around, calling out several times, but no response comes. Unease begins to creep in as questions swirl in his mind. He's deep in the wilderness, far from civilization, and hasn't seen a single sign of life during his hike, aside from hearing those strange sounds earlier.
That was weird. We got bars on mines, we got people screaming, hooting and hollering. Just my luck, whatever.
Trying to shake off the unease, Jed continues his exploration. But no matter how hard he tries, the eerie sensation doesn't go away. The strange sounds, combined with the unsettling silence of the forest, leaves him feeling like he's being watched. The calm, isolated atmosphere has now turned into something unnervingly oppressive. Debating his plans, Jed ultimately decides not to stay the night in this forest. The combination of the sounds he heard along his hike, the barred mines, and the unsettling scream convinces him that it's better to prioritize his safety. Jed cautiously made his way back to his car, the unexplainable sounds still echoing in his mind. The hike felt longer with every step, but eventually he reached his car safely, hearing no further signs of life. After sharing this encounter on his channel, viewers flooded the comments with the theories about the strange sounds, some even sharing their own eerie experiences with similar unexplainable noises in these woods. This experience left Jed and his audience with far more questions than answers, adding yet another chapter to the mysteries hidden within the Daniel Boone National Forest. Jed may have made it out safely, but the chilling echoes of that scream remain an unsolved mystery. Speaking of eerie encounters, the next clip features another adventurer who stumbled upon something just as unexplainable. Let's take a look. This next clip comes from Creepy Outdoors, the YouTube channel run by Mark, a passionate outdoorsman who thrives on wildlife camping and hiking adventures. Every time he experiences something unexplainable, he shares his chilling encounters with his viewers, aiming to bridge the mysterious gap between the living and the dead. In this video, Mark embarks on a camping adventure deep in the forest with a good friend. And what starts as a relaxing night, surrounded by nature, soon turns unsettling when something strange grabs their attention. It's July 10th, 2022. The two friends have set up camp, the fire crackling in the middle of their site, and they're soaking in the beauty of the wilderness around them. With the sun long gone and the forest now bathed in darkness, they settle in, chatting and enjoying the calm of the night. Then, the atmosphere shifts. A strange sound pierces the quiet night, coming from the dark woods around them. Mark shines his flashlight in every direction, but sees nothing. And without hesitation, he decides to venture off and explore, leaving his friend behind at camp to watch their belongings. They're unsure whether the sound could be something dangerous.
I don't know what that sound is. It sounded canine. I can still see camp from here. I'm gonna check it out. Perhaps an owl? Still don't know what the other one is.
Mark moves away from the safety of the firelight, his flashlight cutting through the dense forest. He assumes that what he is hearing could be an owl, but the unsettling noises from earlier were different and still fresh in his mind. Unwilling to let his curiosity go, he pushes forward, unafraid to confront whatever might be lurking in the dark. As Mark ventures deeper into the forest, the tension thickens. The further he moves away from camp, the more he feels something is off. An eerie sensation washes over him, the distinct feeling of being watched. Every rustle of leaves and every snap of a twig seems amplified, as if the forest itself is alive with unseen eyes. This unnerving feeling builds, and it doesn't take long until his sense of unease grows stronger than his desire to keep exploring. He turns back, deciding to return to camp, his mind racing with the unsettling energy of the night. Back at camp, the two friends debate whether it's worth staying the night. Mark shares his experience, and both agree it's best to stay cautious. Despite the uneasy atmosphere, they decide to make the most of the rest of the evening, pushing aside their growing discomfort. The fire crackles, and the sounds of the forest return to their usual rhythm. But the quiet is different now. It's thicker, almost as if the forest is holding its breath. The night wears on in an uneasy silence, broken only by the occasional shift of the wind or a distant animal sound. What should have been a peaceful night under the stars only raised more questions. The sudden quietness after the strange noise did not bring relief. When dawn finally arrives and the sun casts its serene golden light over the forest, there's a brief moment of relief. But the events of the night don't fade with the morning light. The strange noises and the uncomfortable feeling of being watched linger in their minds, unanswered. What began as a serene camping trip quickly turned into a tense and unsettling experience. A stark reminder that even the most peaceful settings can hold unexpected dangers. Now, make yourself ready for what's coming next. It's sure to leave you on the edge of your seat. This is Yasko, the fearless explorer behind the popular YouTube channel Jasko. Known for his adventurous and chilling content, he dares to camp in haunted forests and explore abandoned buildings with dark histories, all in the pursuit of getting spine-tingling footage for his viewers. In this video, Yasko and his friend Ben embark on what was meant to be a simple holiday getaway, a peaceful camping trip in a remote cabin, though deep within a forest shrouded in dark legends. Known for its cursed past and haunted reputation, this forest is said to be home to restless spirits that awaken after nightfall. Their plan was simple: enjoy some time off, explore the eerie surroundings for content, and maybe experience something paranormal along the way. But what they actually encountered inside the cabin was far more terrifying than they had planned. It's January 13th, 2024. A cold, snowy afternoon. As Yasko and Ben arrive at their isolated holiday cabin, everything seems calm and normal, until Yasko realizes they forgot some groceries, and with the store about to close, he quickly leaves for the town just outside the forest, leaving Ben alone in the cabin. And that's when things take a turn. Strange occurrences begin, and sensing something isn't right, Ben grabs the camera, not just to document, but also to comfort himself.
Oh, shit. Is that all the power, guys? I think... Power just went out. Well, the porch lights are still on. Yeah, something's weird is going on. Oh, that's the power breaker right there. That was really weird. That was right when I was looking at that light. So, I'll be honest, guys, my worry right now is that we're not going to have any heat soon if this keeps up, because it's like slowly the power in this place is going. As far as I know, this place isn't really like paranormal or anything, but
Guys, look at that. Power went out. We got like one light on, but not good. This place is crazy right now with all this weather. I am seeing, I swear to God, it looked like out of the periph of my eye. Maybe that's what I saw. Like the lights turning on and off. It's like flickering though. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna make it tonight. Between the electricity and the heat, everything else. Weird.
Ben is caught off guard as the lights suddenly flicker and go out, leaving him in near darkness. Confused but unwilling to jump to paranormal conclusions, he dismisses it as nothing more than an electrical issue, though deep down, it feels unsettling. Either way, it was not a good sign for the night ahead with temperatures dropping. The growing discomfort was impossible to ignore. But with no other choice, Ben tries to stay calm, waiting for Yasko to return, who meanwhile was already on his way back to the cabin.
Ben just called me and told me there's some strange things happening at the cabin right now. So Ben stayed back and I was like, yo, I'll just go check quick and I'll go grab some drinks and snacks for us on the way back. Regardless of the fact, Ben just called me and told me there's some strange things going on, some weird noises, the lights are flickering.
There he is. Hello. Welcome back.
Thank you, sir.
Once Yasko is back, the evening remains tense, but relatively calm. The two friends decide to test their ghost equipment, hoping to make contact with whatever might be lingering in the cabin. Yet, despite the oppressive energy in the air, the devices offer no clear answers, only more discomfort. As the night deepens, they convince themselves that the eerie atmosphere is all in their heads. They chalk it up to electrical issues and exhaustion, deciding to get some rest. But to be safe, they leave a few cameras rolling, just in case. Ben woke up briefly from the sound of the toy, but, still half asleep, didn't fully process what had just happened. Confused, but too tired to care, he turned over and went back to sleep. But this was not the only strange thing that happened that night.
This is so dangerous. Oh my God. The fuck? Alright, I have no idea what the hell's going on down here. I'm not even gonna ask any questions, I'm just gonna go straight back to sleep.
Despite the unexplainable event, Yasko chose to try to get back to sleep, though he couldn't shake off the confusion about how the music box had started playing on its own. The final hours before dawn passed without incident, and Yasko managed to rest, with neither him nor Ben waking to any more strange occurrences. When the sun rose and their alarm roused them from sleep, a sense of relief washed over them. But the eerie atmosphere that clung to the cabin didn't fade. It wasn't until they drove out of the forest, leaving the haunting place behind, that they could finally breathe normally again. Yet, the strange experience in that cabin stayed with them, lingering in their minds for days after they'd left. Now that was all for today, folks. If you enjoyed these horrifying clips, subscribe to my channel and click to see more on the video on screen.